So whether or not you're on a chair or a meditation cushion, you can still do this in which you internally rotate the flesh of the right thigh and then the left. It just kind of gives you a stronger connection to your sit bones. And then if you are on a chair, find that you are sitting with your feet hip width apart, parallel, toes are facing forward, knees are over your ankles. Okay, and for all of us, whether we're on a chair or a meditation cushion, notice if you're overarching your lower back, right? Or kind of sinking into your lower back so you can draw your belly button in. Maybe even get your hands, take them to your ribs, get them up off your hips. Right, what we're doing is utilizing the architecture of our bodies to help align our minds. Right, you can broaden the collarbones. Lift up the sternum. Notice if you have one shoulder higher than the other. Perhaps you can also find that your right and left eardrum are equidistant from your right and left shoulder. And then bring your awareness to the earthly doors, right, the pelvic floor. So draw that up. Right, engage. Okay, and then begin to migrate further up in your body. Notice as well whether or not your rib cage is kind of turning to the right or the left, right? This can happen, maybe slight scoliosis or even just habituated tendency, which is why I just crossed my legs the other way. And then find where your trachea branches down into your right and left lungs. Okay, line that up. Pelvic floor, arch of the trachea, roof of the mouth, crown of the skull. The crown of the skull being the heavenly gate, and you can open it. We'll just start with 3 regular breaths. So take a deep inhale. Hold it gently. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale. And we'll begin with the breaths of purification. So you can utilize a Vajra mudra, take the forefinger onto the middle digit of the middle finger, or just use your middle finger, whatever you're comfortable with, right? Not having strong attachments to anything. As Venerable Rubina reminded us this weekend, and it was so brilliant, which she simply just said, stop practicing attachment. So from here, close the right nostril, inhale through the left. Okay, you can tuck your chin into your sternum, engaging Jalandhara Bandha, the throat lock, but also deeply toning the vagus nerve. And notice what arises as far as any recent or not so recent moment of aversion, or any form of it. And then you can lift your chin, close left, exhale out through the right, envisioning a spring green light. And again, close right. Inhale left. Right, drawing this breath all the way down to the belly button. Drop the chin into the sternum. Keep the back of the neck long. Right, earthly doors are closed. Notice what arises. Lift the chin. Close left, exhale right. Okay, and if you need to release the breath before I give the prompt, but please do, of course. And one more. Close right, inhale left. Drop the chin. Notice. Lift the chin. Close left, exhale right. Okay, if you can, hold empty. And now, and if not, take a breath, no big deal. Close left, inhale right. Drop the chin. And what we'll do is clear the left channel from any form of attachment, grasping, non-ignorant grasping. Is what we're looking, ignorant attachment. I'm smiling because it's just so much. And now lift the chin, close right, exhale left. And again, close left, inhale right. And drop the chin, earthly doors are closed. Notice. Lift the chin, close right, exhale left. Close left, inhale right. And drop the chin again. Notice, and with the utmost of compassion and perhaps humor for yourself, and when you're ready, lift the chin. Close right, exhale left. And now we'll inhale through both nostrils. I like to draw the breath over the back of the skull, down the spine, and retain it at the belly button. Deep inhale. And we'll clear the central channel from ignorance. Drop the chin into the sternum, engage the earthly doors. And when you're ready, lift the chin, release the root lock, exhale out through the crown of the skull, envisioning or connecting to an electric blue light. And again, deep inhale. Dropping the chin into the sternum, earthly doors are closed. When you're ready, lift the chin, exhale out through the crown of the skull. And again, deep inhale. Dropping the chin into the sternum again, earthly doors closed. And after we release this breath, we'll immediately inhale back down through the crown of the skull, the wisdom and compassion of all of the Buddhas. When you're ready, lift the chin, exhale out. And immediately inhale back down. And again, drop the chin into the sternum. Allow the wisdom and compassion of all of the Buddhas, past, present, and future, to fill every cell of your body. And when you're ready, you can lift your chin and exhale out through every cell of your body, your Buddha body. And when you're ready, if your eyes are closed, you can open them and see through the eyes of a Buddha. I try not to label, but just see. It's interesting when when you kind of, you hear with your body, you can, our sense perception widens, you can see different fluctuations of energy, because not we can cognize the difference between like a plant, I'm looking at a plant right now, and the stone wall, right? But you can also begin to see it on a molecular level. You know what I mean? And so we start to kind of build up on that habituation. And it can be a lot, right? It's a lot of information. In the high school where I teach, I teach in this like dance studio, and up on the wall, up on the top of the wall are these photographs, I think maybe of like previous teachers or principals. I have no idea. They're Buddhas to me. So every time I look up, I'm surrounded by Buddhas. It's quite lovely. Anybody have any questions about that practice or anything? Any thoughts? Anything come up?
Gina, I have a question, and that is when you breathe in right, and then when you breathe out left, do you visualize any particular color?
Yeah, it's green. It's green on both sides. It's like that
okay.
spring green. And then that's what I learned from Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche. These are such old practices, and they're so like similar in different lineages, and then some I've found, like I remember years ago, I was trading practice with a neuroscientist who's a Dzogchen practitioner, and he was teaching me kind of advanced meditation techniques, and I was sharing yoga practice with him, right? And I was like, you know, when the blue light shows up, and he's like, yeah. And the blue light's quite common, apparently, for many people who practice. It's like this literal electric blue light. And then but it serves as like a guideline, or like a, you know, when you're walking on a path and you see like a pile of stones, that's like a marker, you know, you're like, oh, and there's the blue light. You know what I mean? So it's like they're just kind of pathways. And then, but we're doing is like being able to focus our attention to being able to see more. You know, for me, I had a very clear memory, and that sounds crazy, right? But I had a very clear memory of a past life and being a boy and stealing some food. And this is a very strong kind of past life memory that I have for quite a while, but I could feel it in my hands, you know, and I was like, well, that was interesting, you know. So because the kind of mental imprints stay with us, right? It's energy and it's imprints that you know, stay with us. And ideally, right, what we're doing is clearing that karma, because it's still there. You know, does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's so funny. I'm like, we're going to stand up and do a shake right now, but you know, I'm getting a master's in global public health right now, and I swear to God, if my professors would be like, what the hell are you talking about? Oh boy. Okay, so let's come up and we'll do a shake, and we'll start moving some energy. Yeah. And honestly, I think that I still don't know the name of the Shaolin practice, Nathaniel, but I have to say, I really like ending with that one. It's so nice. It's such a, it's kind of interesting because it's such a powerful yin practice, you know? All right. So, Susan, are you familiar with the shake?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. So we'll start off in our mountain. Right, and again, just kind of utilizing the architecture of the body. And you can notice, like, so my eyes are closed, but I'm seeing with my feet. And what I can tell is that when my heels are together, my toes turn out a little bit, right? Because that's the shape of my feet. When my toes are together, my big toes, my heels turn out a little bit. And you can just kind of notice how that little difference migrates up through our bodies. And we can kind of experiment with this, because I really think that these embodied practices are a way for understanding karma through the body, right? Because everything is cause and effect. So what happens if we turn the toes out? Right? You notice what happens in the SI joint? And then maybe perhaps even up into, I can feel that in the iliacus too, right? And then turn the toes parallel again, right? The constriction is different. And now turn the heels out. And you may notice that the heads of the femur rotate inward even more, right? So that's what we're doing, is we're noticing and learning from our bodies. So bring them back to parallel. Hands are in the Tai Chi mudra, right? Thumb webbing is together, earthly door is closed, heavenly gate is open. Put a slight grip in the toes, right? And that'll cause the arches to pop up. That's the bubbling well. Okay, and begin to connect to the energy of the earth moving up through your body, passing through the middle dantian, our hearts, and then also passing through and up out of the crown of the skull, the heavenly gate. And then connect to the energy flowing down through the heavenly gate. Down through the middle dantian into the earth. And then also connect to the energy of your own heart spreading outward. As we inhale and exhale. And pause for a moment and notice also if you're gripping your buttocks. If you are, release them. And you may notice energy rising. Inhale. Exhale, release the mudra. Notice the air on your right palm and your left. Notice how you can actually graze the floor with your fingertips, the consciousness in your fingertips. And then inhale. Step out to the right. Exhale. Draw your arms up. And then reach the right hand up into the sky. Reach the left hand up into the sky. Connecting heaven and earth through the human. And inhale, reach up even more. Right, reaching up so much your fingertips can pass through the ceiling of the room that you're in, perhaps out of the roof and into the sky. And maybe your heels come up off the floor. Inhale. Draw the arms down, shoulder height. Palms are slightly bent. Elbows are slightly bent. Hold the sky in your palms. Begin to bend down and jump up and release on the exhale. Okay, and we'll kind of begin to undo the fuckery. You can run your hands through your hair. Kind of really noticing and feeling and activating those scalp meridians. And tapping on the top of the skull with the fingertips. Right, when you do this, try to make the wrist joints really soft and fluid, right? So it's like you just pick the hands up and let them fall down, the fingertips. Okay, noticing the different density perhaps of your skull. Find the crown of the skull, deeply tap on it, activate it, notice what color it is. You can putter your lips. I do that a lot. Use a sound to clear energy too. And then we're just going to methodically move through the body. I like to take my thumbs, run them into my top ridge of my eye sockets. Right, way too much time on a computer. And then it's allergy season, so forefinger, middle finger, clearing sinuses. So inhale, deeply rubbing and opening the sinus cavities. All right, you may even notice the difference between right and left. Okay, remember your hands are a diagnostic. Utilize your hands to notice what's going on in your body. Okay, you can run your fingertips down the throat, opening lymph, helping to drain. So after you do that on both sides of the throat, even come back again to the sinuses. And you can rub your fingertips into the jaw joint. You might hear some dogs playing upstairs. And then take the heel of the hand, let your head come forward, resting your head into your palms. And then you can rotate your eyes clockwise and counterclockwise 9 times each way. Okay, and maybe even noticing fluid draining down from there, yeah? It's also it's nice to kind of remove that sensory information. It's a form of pratyahara, yeah? And then you can press your palms into the ears. Some people like this, some people don't, right? But it's kind of restoring equilibrium. And do that 9 times, so pressing in, pulling away. And again, coming down sides of the throat, and you can gently pull on your ears, opening the eustachian tubes. Okay, and even take a moment and deeply press and massage the entirety of the ear, remembering that in acupressure, every single point in the body is associated, and acupuncture, with a point on the ear. I don't know if you've ever used ear seeds. Sometimes they're really helpful for different points, and you can just press them throughout the day. And then you can allow the head to come forward, reach back with your hand and grasp the muscles of the neck and up into the occiput. Right, also helping to release the fascia back there. For me, my fascia gets super tight. Even the dura mater gets super tight during stress. And then this is an interesting point. If you find so coming down the neck, find your collarbones, right? Find where they come to the midline, and then right below them, press. Sometimes they can feel really sensitive. Mine actually feel pretty okay today, right? But a lot of people tend to hold tension in the chest. So this helps to release. And you can even press on the right collarbone just below it, turn the head to the left. Come back to center, press on the left collarbone, turn to the right. You can even hold on to your collarbone. And then we'll move through the chest. Big cough. Put the hip point. Down the top of one leg. Other leg. And don't forget the feet. And back to the legs. You can do the SI joint with the back of the hand, so it's kind of like this. And since we're here, we'll we'll attend to our kidneys. So take the hands. Right? It's like the moment I do that, I start to build up heat. So I'm going to rub my hands together. Okay, the heat's in the fire of my heart, moving into my palms. And then inhale, bring your hands to your kidneys, lift your chest, and exhale into your palms, heating the kidneys, right? So the fire element, heating the water element. And then with the X-ray vision in your palms, find your adrenal glands. Poor little adrenal glands. They've been working nonstop. Maybe even notice the difference between the right and left kidney. Okay, we'll do that again. Inhale, lift the chest, exhale into your palms. Interesting, right? And then maybe shake the wrists out and fan the heart. You can even it's like you're trying to get water off your hands. Okay. You can drop your head back, allow the muscles of the tongue, right? They move into the heart, release those. It always cracks me up. But honestly, I think one of the reasons it doesn't feel good to lie, right? It doesn't feel good in the body, is because your tongue is attached to your heart. Yeah. The arms. To the top of the arm, and then inside. Other arm. And shoulders. Okay, and then we'll do some hips, and then we'll just freestyle for a minute or so. Honestly, I always wish this class was longer. Never feel like I get enough in there. Right? So when you're doing your hips, see if you can get, and it doesn't matter how high you get your hip, right? You can do it. Actually, that's the challenge, right? Can you drop your awareness into your hip joint when your foot's only like an inch off the floor? That's even more interesting, right? And so just kind of move your leg like a pendulum and notice how the head of the femur is moving in the hip joint. Where is it getting stuck, right? And then you can even put the ball of the foot down and rotate. The head of the femur, the acetabulum in the joint, again, noticing. Right, and also, as you do that, you're lubricating the joint. Right, small movements, really fascinating. And then maybe shift to the other foot, right? So pick the leg up. Slowly, slowly, right? Just an inch or two off the ground, notice. And go the other way. And you can even, I like to do this, like bring your hand to your abdomen. Notice how much that movement is also a lot of core. and it even extends up into the shoulder. And then bring the foot down, heel is off the ground, and then just kind of rotate head of the femur in the joint, lubricating, noticing. Right, it's really fascinating when you can feel and see clearly the difference between the right and left hip joint. And see where energy's stuck, yeah? And because of habituated patterns, right? So this is the same thing that we're doing with our Dharma practice. That was interesting. All right, so a little, I feel like I should be in my hip joints a little more. So a little freestyle. All right, move your body. Undo the fuckery. Right, we're kind of undoing and then re-patterning. The idea is that energy is, it's like a river, and the flow of the energy is shaped by the river bank, right? So that's what we're playing with here. And then we'll just kind of bring it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just stop and notice. Right, scan through your body, notice what feels open, electric, closed, different colors, different tones. And then turn the palms open, step the right foot back to the left. Draw the arms around, fingertips face each other, palms face the earth. Begin to slowly smooth down the meridians of the subtle body. Right, it might kind of feel like playing a harp in a way. And then hands come back to the Taiji Mudra. Earthly doors closed, heavenly gate open. All right, and we're gonna release the mudra. I'm gonna step out to a horse stance. It's getting warm in New York. Let me get a little sip of water. So my horse stance can be super deep. I got a weird Achilles injury, so it's not going to be that deep today. I think like right about here. Yeah. Okay. Ideally, the feet are facing forward, depending upon the shape of your hips, right? And that acetabulum. So sometimes for some people, turning the toes out may be better. Okay. And we're going to start. So this is we're going to start with fire element from the prenatal series. And one day the class will be longer and we'll do all of the movements. But so earthly doors closed, heavenly gates open. My hands are at the lower dantian, kind of in a little triangle shape here. Okay. Bring your awareness back to what you hear from your right eardrum and your left. Okay, and then inhale. I kind of like to turn my palms up. My fingertips are passing through my belt meridian. I'm going to turn my palms up like this. Yeah. Okay. And then inhale, turning to the right or the left, it doesn't matter. We're going to do both sides. I bring the palms up. And then I press out. That's it, Nathaniel. So I have one hand up and one hand down. And this is, so remember, this is also, it's a form of a martial art. So I'm defending my head and pressing out. Yeah. One hand up, one hand down, and then press that back foot. So that would be my left. I can begin to straighten that leg, gather energy from the earth up into my leg and exhale. Okay, we'll be here again. Yeah, Susan, get your right arm up more. Yeah. That's it. That's it. All right. So let's be here for two, 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, press dynamically. And again, inhale. Exhale, press. You can imagine I'm standing there in front of you and pressing on your hands, and you do not want me to push you. Okay. So super dynamic. And then one more. Inhale. Exhale, press. And then inhale, right? I'm bending that back leg again, turning my palms up, coming through center, okay? And now, if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes, but what we're doing, what I'm doing is navigating energy, feeling it flow over my palms and under the backs of my hands. And then I come up to the other side. Left arm is up. That's it, Susan. You got it. Yeah, Nathaniel. Inhale. Exhale and press. Okay. And you can see my back leg, I've started to straighten it and I'm really pressing against, right? I'm grounding myself. I'm using the earth. And now here, draw the earth into your body. Feel it flow into your foot, over your knee, into your thigh, right? Moving through the liver and then into the palms. Actually moving into the liver, up into the heart, and then the palms. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, back to center, slowly, slowly. Right? Feeling air currents. Exhale. Okay, and you can notice the difference in the quality of mind that arises if the chin is down or slightly lifted. Inhale. Exhale, press out. Okay, you might start to feel heat building in your palms. I'll do that again. Inhale. Exhale, press out. Inhale, back to center. Right, noticing. Exhale, other side. Okay, again, gather from the earth. Literally draw earth energy up into your body. Let it nourish your liver. Feed your heart with iron. Inhale. Exhale, press. And again, inhale. Exhale, press. Okay, and you may even begin, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I'm beginning to like taste metal. So inhale, come back through center. Slowly, slowly. Exhale, press. Okay, we'll do each side one more time. So inhale, right, gathering from the earth, and exhale. That's it. Remember that right arm is up for you, Susan. Up a little bit, yeah. Okay, and one more breath here. Inhale, exhale. And inhale, coming back through center, slowly, slowly. Exhale, press. Inhale, exhale. All right, drawing from the earth into your body, nourishing. And one more breath. Inhale, exhale. And then inhale, come back to center. And we'll just pause here for a moment. Okay, and look within. That's not my line, that's Master Wu, right? Look within and notice, again, energy. A little bit more fire, right? Like, it's nice to connect to power. It's just an energetic quality. Okay, so what I'm going to do for my horse stance, I'm going to turn my palms up, heel, toe, and then palms down, right? It's just a nice way to come back to more of a hip width apart. So maybe one more. Inhale, exhale. Okay, and we'll end by doing a little bit of the Shaolin movement, the unnamed Shaolin movement. So my palms are right about my hip height, okay? And I'll show you what this looks from the side. We've done this a bunch of times, and honestly, it's like one of my favorite practices. I'm gonna inhale, come to center. My left hand is over my right, not touching, but I can feel it, right? And then exhale, turning the hands out, right, to whatever degree of movement you can. And then inhale, exhale, turn the palms up. Okay, and when they get to about shoulder height, it's kind of fascinating because the arms will just lift. Okay, my elbows are out, and inhale, exhale, push down. Okay, you can lower your gaze or close your eyes, right? But you can notice the difference in density of qi. It's pretty fascinating. Then hands come again, hip height, and inhale. Right hand is over left. Exhale, palms turn out. Okay, depending upon your shoulder flexibility, my right shoulder is kind of tight, so I'm gonna just be here. And then inhale. Exhale, raising. Inhale. Arms lift. Exhale, slowly pushing down. And you can feel how the energy is pushing down to your feet, right? And then dissipating outward. It's kind of fascinating. We'll do that maybe 2 more times, okay? So here. Okay, don't forget about your feet. Feel your right foot and your left. Earthly door is closed. Heavenly gate is open. Inhale. Left over right. Okay. Remember, qi is everywhere. Okay, and you can kind of help you connect to it. Imagine if you were standing in water. Okay. Pause here. Inhale. Exhale. Gather. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, you can press down dynamically or just let the arms come down, right? Being kind of held and moving chi. Back to center. Inhale, right over left. Exhale, hands come out. Okay, again, you can make this super dynamic and opening out, and you're just kind of getting space between your ribs and your sternum. Inhale. Exhale. Gather. Right, remember your energy consciously, simply moving energy. And pause here, inhale. Exhale, slowly press down. And notice as you do that perhaps the crown lifts up even more. And pause here. And step the right foot back to the left, again, closing the practice. Okay, and as you do this, notice what you notice, right? Hands coming down, coming back into Taiji Mudra. Okay, and we'll come and we'll sit to close out, yeah? How's everybody doing? Any thoughts or questions?
Gina, the knee positions when you're in the horse and when you shift like to the left and right, are you rotating your knee out over the toe, or are you just remaining in the horse, locked in the horse with the knee pushed out?
No, I'm not. I'm kind of turning the feet out a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A little bit, not too much, a little bit. You know, again, also if somebody's knee is bothering you, don't keep it planted. Like let the knee go where it wants to go consciously, you know. The back leg, I feel like the back leg is kind of where that you're drawing that energy up. It's also that back leg. So in martial arts too, it's that back leg that is firmly planted against the ground and is not allowing anybody to move me, much to the chagrin of other people. You know, it's just solid. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. I developed a really serious knee injury in a Tai Chi class that I took for about 3 years. And then I switched to another class and I healed it over a period of time, but it still kicks in every now and then. I have to be really careful with it.
Yeah, that makes sense. What kind of knee injury, if I could ask?
You know, I've never had it diagnosed. All I know is it gets painful. It gets painful. And so if I hold the wrong knee position, the pain kicks in immediately.
Is it medial or lateral? Or is it on top of the kneecap?
I think it's on top of the kneecap, yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably actually better. What I would suggest is to make sure that you are lengthening and stretching the quad muscles, right? Because when you start to build up a lot of quad strength, it tugs on the kneecap. And for me, if I do a lot of lower body workouts, if I'm doing like box jumps and squats, and then I'm doing this and doing that, and then my knee hurts, and I'm like, oh, right, I got to stretch my quads. Right. So,
Couch stretch.
huh?
The couch stretches really opens up the quad.
Which stretch is that?
The couch stretch, where you put your like leg fully up on a couch or a wall.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can maybe next week we can bring in some more like just stretches, that help. I was even sharing some of that with my teenage students too, because they're like, it hurts. And I'm like, you've got to lengthen everything that you're building, so that it works actually on the long muscle length rather than the short, right? When it's on the short length, people get injured.
Yeah, I think mine resulted from twisting my knee. I twisted it over a long period of time the wrong way. And so I have to it helps me be aware of that, because if I do it immediately it's painful.
Starts painful. Yeah. Okay. That's good to
But
know.
that's good. Thank you for that quad stretch. I will work on that too.
Yeah. It's such a complicated thing, making sure the muscles are open but also that they're supporting the joint, and unfortunately, a lot of people these days tend to only move in one direction, the sagittal plane, and they're not moving in many directions, which is really necessary to maintain for our agility. And also the ability to get out of the way, when something's coming at us, don't just back up, but to go the other way. Right. So I can start incorporating some more of that too. Thank you. And yeah, let me know how it goes with that.